What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Sunday edition of The Squeeze. I am Tyler Conium. Happy Sunday. Happy end to the weekend. We are rolling into this Sunday with some good stuff going on. It was a 2-1 day yesterday, which is always good to have a winning day. We had the New York Yankees in the first 5 innings to be leading. They ended up beating the Dodgers 4-1. We had the LA Sparks minus 5.5. They made that interesting late against Seattle, but they won by 7. The one bet that I was most confident in was the parlay between the Knights and the Panthers. And the Knights plus 2.5 was obviously a cinch because they won that hockey game, but scored a couple late goals there and ended up going over by 1, and it landed on a 7-goal total. But that's okay. We will take that. We do have 3 bets today as always. But first, let's just talk about this contest. This contest closes on Thursday, so you have to get in your submissions by then. How to enter to win $25 in bets on a sportsbook of your choice. Be a subscriber here on YouTube. That automatically gets you 3 entries. Every time you comment on a video, you will get an additional entry. And then if you follow me on Twitter at Tyler Conium, every time I post the squeeze video for the day, you get 3 entries and a like gets you 1. And on June 9th, which is this Friday, I will pull a name and you will get $25 cash to place bets at a sports book of your choice. Okay, talking about the bets today. I've already probably lost one bet. I put a half a unit on Lando Norris to finish on the podium because he started in 3rd position. He had a collision right on the very first turn, had to get a new wing. So that's already out the window, but it wasn't an official bet anyway, so that's okay. We're going back to the well here. Basically, the same bet that I made in Game 1 is the same bet that I'm going to make here in Game 2 of the NBA Finals. In Game 1, I had the Denver Nuggets minus 3.5, and for it to go under 229.5, both those came in very easily. The lines have moved a little bit, so it's going to be Denver Nuggets minus 2.5, and for it to go under 225.5. So I like that I get Denver with less points, only to win by 3 as opposed to 4, but the total has gone down by 4 points. I think Miami makes it close. I think this is a good spot. If you can get Miami plus 8.5, plus 9 even, to almost even try to middle this as well. You've got to have Denver minus 2.5, and then Miami on the other side at plus 9, which I might do just to sort of ideally get in the middle, but it might break this bet even. Look, I think that the Denver Nuggets win this game. I think altitude does play a factor. We saw the 104-93 win last time. If Denver wins, there tends to be a low-scoring game. I think Miami will play better. Jimmy Butler didn't shoot very well. Jimmy Butler didn't take enough shots at all in Game 1. I think that's going to be better. I think Spoelstra is going to have some adjustments that he will make. I just think Denver is that good, and I especially think Denver is that good at home. They've played 50 home games, including the regular season and the playoffs. They've only lost 7. Okay? Much different story on the road where they're actually under 500. Denver doesn't lose at home. This team is good. This team has an incredible home court advantage. They've got a great crowd. I think the Denver Nuggets win this game. And so getting that at minus 2.5 is great. And then for the total, it was set last time at 218.5. So keep in mind, these are our alternate spreads because it's minus 8.5 again. The total last time was 218.5. It went under by 21.5. Right? It was 104.93. I had it all the way up to 229. Today, it's down to 215, so it's down by 3 points, but I'm bringing it up by 10 points again and saying under 225.5. So that's under the original total. It's 6 points over the total of Game 1, which has dropped by 3 points. Now, if Miami wins this game, it could blow the whole thing up, and that's fine, but I just don't think the way these two teams play, you're going to see a lot of points in this series. It's just not how they match up. It's just not how they do. It's just not how they score. So I'm taking the Denver Nuggets minus 2.5, and for this game to go under 225.5, this is a minus 115 parlay at DraftKings. Again, essentially the same bet we made and won in Game 1. Now, shifting to Major League Baseball, as you can see, I've got the Blue Jays apparel on, but I'm betting against the Blue Jays today. So I'm going to be happy either way. Either I lose this bet because the Jays are playing well, or the Jays don't play well and I win this bet. I'm going to take the New York Mets here in the first 5 innings. It's an interesting pitching matchup. You've got Yusei Kikuchi, who's 6-2. But he's got an ERA of 4.47. It's the second worst ERA of the Jays starting rotation behind Manoah, and he's going up against Kodai Senga. Now, Senga's been good as well. He's 5-3 with a 3.44 ERA and a 1.35 WHIP. His stats across the board, aside from the wins, are better than Kikuchi. The Blue Jays have also won the first 2 games of this series 3-0 and 2-1. Mets are primed to score a few runs here, and I think it's the perfect opportunity to do that against Kikuchi. They hit well against lefties. And also, even though the Jays have won the first 2 games of this series, they haven't scored more than 3 runs in 5 straight games. Now, they've won 3 of them. But they've scored 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, and then previous to that, they beat Milwaukee 7-2. The Jays are not scoring runs. They've scored seven runs in 2 of their last 10 games. Other than that, those other 8 games, they haven't scored more than 3. I think that this being a 1-40 start, it's at home at Citi Field with the Mets. I think the Mets get out to an early start, and I also bet the first 5 because I want the Jays to win this game, and hopefully I can get both. Mets are leading after 5, Jays win the game. That would be the perfect scenario, obviously. But I just don't love. I'm still getting into baseball. We've been good in our baseball bets. I'm not fully comfortable with MLB yet, and the pitching matchups the last 2 days have been tough. So got to bet against the Jays. We're going to take the New York Mets on the money line in the first 5 innings. That's -120 at DraftKings. And the last bet of the day for this, we are going to this game is in Arizona. It's going to be the Braves and the Arizona Diamondbacks. You've got 2 really good teams. This is a great baseball game, especially for a nice little 4:10 afternoon start. You've got the 34-24 Braves, who are 19-10 at home, going up against the Arizona Diamondbacks, who are 35-24 and 20-13 at home. This should be a great game. You've got Michael Soroka getting the start today. It's just going to be his second start of the season. Did not pitch well. He lost to the Oakland A's in his first appearance since 2020 because he had Tommy John surgery. He went 6 innings, though. Gave up 4 earned runs. He walked 2. It wasn't terrible. But he did obviously lose the Oakland A's. But to go 6 innings in your first start back through 83 pitches across those 6 innings, which is great, I think he's going to have definitely a much better game today. And he's going up against Zach Gallen, who for Arizona has done quite well. He's 7-2 with a 2.72 ERA this season. So for that reason, I'm taking the under 8.5. It's only -105, which is a bit interesting. That's at FanDuel for the Braves and the Diamondbacks to go under. But, the Braves have been an over team. They're 31-25 to the over, but Arizona's been an under team. They're 29-27 to the under. The under is 4-0 in the Braves' last 4 games, in the last 4 final games of a series. And then with Arizona, under is 5-0 in their last 5 overall. Under is 5-0 in their last 5 home games. Under is 4-0 in their last 4 against a team with a winning record. And under is 4-0 in their last 4 home games against a team with a winning record. So I think you've got a great pitching matchup today. Zach Gallen's been one of the best pitchers in the National League this season. Soroka, I think, although he had a shaky start against Oakland, I think he'll settle down. I think he should have a good start as well. And being the final game of the series, they split the first 2, 5-2, 3-2. Both have gone under. I look for the same situation here, so I'm taking the Braves and the Diamondbacks under 8.5, -105 at FanDuel. There are your Sunday bets in Game 2 of the NBA Finals. Give me the Denver Nuggets -2.5 and under 225.5 for a -115 parlay at DraftKings. I'm taking the New York Mets to be leading the Blue Jays after 5 innings on the money line, -120 at DraftKings. And at FanDuel, I've got the Atlanta Braves and the Arizona Diamondbacks under 8.5 for -105. As always, drop a comment if you're fading or following. You can follow me on Twitter at Tyler Connium for more picks and props throughout the day. TikTok and Instagram for just the picks portions, and your audio is on Spotify and on Apple. Have a great Sunday. Have a nice relaxing Sunday. Watch some sports, and let's talk about it.